Ella, do you think you're ready for your test tomorrow? Ella smiled at her mom, but a funny feeling crept up on her and turned her smile into a frown. Well, I was feeling great. I know this stuff like the back of my hand, but sometimes when I get to class to take a test, I sit down and it seems like everything I know escapes on a tiny train through a secret tunnel in my head. I can't remember anything I learned at all. You don't really forget what you learned, Ella. It's just that sometimes you can get so nervous worrying about what might happen that your mind plays silly little tricks on you.
Your mom's right, Sweet Pea. It's called anxiety, and it can happen to all of us.
Aww. We are still with our friend, actress Tika Sumpter. First of all, I think Ella might be my alter ego because I feel like that every day. It goes down a train and it doesn't come back. That was a clip from Adventures of Curiosity Cove. The podcast came from you watching and reading stories with your daughter and thinking, okay, let me help parents out who can't sit there and read the book, but kids enjoy the stories.
There we go. When she was 3 or 4 years old, she'd always be like, tell me a story. Off the top of our head, like we were rappers, we had to come up with a story. And she's like, another one. And I'm like, girl. So then as she got older, we started getting into kids' podcasts.
Yes.
And we thought we were like, she's like, Mom, she'll be in the bath. She's like, can you turn on my podcast?
Right.
Or in the car, she's like, can you turn on my podcast? We were like, wait a second. We're storytellers. Let's create a podcast that we would want to hear.
That is so good.
Yeah, and so we created Adventures of Curiosity Cove.
I told Tika in the break that I've become such a fan. Because it's true, you know, you want to be able to read, but sometimes you go, I need to cook dinner. I need to do some other things. And then I don't want to put you just in front of a TV. Or in the case of my mom and my son, who she taught to play dominoes.
Okay.
Yes, my son is a domino king, online and real bones, as he calls them.
Okay.
I want to put him in front of something healthy that's a 5-year-old should be listening to. And this is so good.
Yes, we wanted to, you know, my company, Fort Sumpter, we are all about alleviating you know, the pain, like certain pain points for parents, which is sometimes they just need a moment to breathe.
Well, that's a brave thing too, because listen, as I said at the beginning of the show, the quickest way to offend someone is tell them how to parent.
Girl.
And we both have only children, and then it's like, well, you don't understand, you've got one.
Yeah.
And so how did you, because it's a brave territory.
It's a brave territory.
What made it such a passion for you?
The podcast?
Yeah, all the
All of
children's
it.
content that you're creating.
Honestly, becoming a parent, I became even more empathetic. Even on planes, when I see kids now, like before I was like, please don't. Please don't sit next to me.
So you were one of those?
Kinda, but now, and I grew up with 6 siblings, so I know what it's like to have kids around, and I'm like.
You should mention that. Can we see this little photo of someone when they were a baby? I mean, look, first of all, you need to be on one of those little boxes with a little relaxer. I mean, the most beautiful child.
Thank you.
We've been talking a lot about core memories in our house. My kid's favorite movie outside of Sonic 3, Inside Out, because it talks about core memories and feelings. That is what you are creating with the podcast, with this book, these core memories and feelings for kids.
Yeah, I think it's important that they're connected to their emotions and how they feel. I was a person who wasn't connected to that because I didn't, again, seen, not heard. My mom also didn't have time. She was a single mom. She just didn't have the time for me. And I feel like people are parenting differently now. They want to hear their kids. And again, as an adult, I had to learn to find my voice. Hopefully these tools will help kids just be like, oh, here's how I'm feeling. Mom, remember when you yelled at me like that? You know, I hope it starts conversations that you never thought you would have.
That's exactly what it's done. You know, I didn't expect you to have the conversation about having one child. You revealed, because I've grappled with that. If the pandemic hadn't happened, I would have had a second child. But all of that happened, and I just said, okay, let me just focus on the one I have. You've talked about going through round of IVF, thinking you wanted to expand the family, but saying it wasn't.
It wasn't in the card. I mean, look, thank you for asking about IVF, because I haven't really talked about it, expanded upon it. I did hold the child, and I miscarried. And it's okay. Thank you. But I'm glad that I can share with others the experience, because while it was tough, it was still worth it for me because Ella was there, and she didn't know I held the child, but she saw the shots, she saw all of those things, and she keeps asking for a sibling. But I think IVF gives so much hope to so many people. And what I did wish I've known before that is more about my health, like what was missing before that, you know what I mean? Things like that. But it gave me, I might try again, Chow.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. You know what? I love you for so many reasons, but you're so present because I didn't know that part of your IVF journey. I knew that you talked about it.
You're the first one.
I did not know. Thank you for trusting us. Oh my gosh, I love you so much. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.